Yes, welcome everybody. Another Saturday night. We thank God for allowing us to be here. We thank the source, universal consciousness. We thank our guides, our higher self.
Yes,
We thank them all. We're living in a wonderful time we're living in.
yes,
And we're thankful for there's many of us out there who have coming into the knowledge. And please don't feel like you're not contributing to anything. Let me tell you, just you coming into the knowledge of self, you are you this is what the Bible talk about. One chase 1,000. We don't even know what 1,000 means because we only see it in the physical sense. So one, just you coming into your consciousness, um, and it's not chasing anything, but the power that you just being where you are, just trying to understand self, just working on self. It's uh it's such an important role, not just for you, your home, your community, but for the world at large. Please see it as that. Please see that as that. And I know a lot, if you were on TikTok, I think TikTok is really wherever you're vibrating at, you see certain videos. And today, a lot of videos were thanking everybody who came out and meditate. And so the storm was not that devastating. And we see the power of unity. We see the power of togetherness. So, um, we all play a part in this. What happened to the storm? Someone said it was a Cat 5 and it went down to Category 1. So this
mhm,
show you the power. That's why they always keep us divided because they don't want us united because the power. Listen, if one of us just sitting down wherever we are in our bed chase 1,000. We always put it physically, but just I think it's like 1,000, however you measure energy. So just imagine if 10 of us, 100 of us, 1,000 of us, we can remove mountain. We
mhm.
can remove mountain, and people are waking up to that fact. Waking up to that fact because we dropped the ball with Hurricane Helene. We didn't know it was gonna be that devastating because I was like, I know for me, I was like, oh, it's not coming my way. It's just gonna go up the panhandles and they're just gonna get a little storm. So we weren't I'm speaking for myself. We really dropped the ball in that devastation, but it's the beauty of our God. It's the beauty of universe. We learn from our mistakes. We don't have to beat up ourselves about it and whatever. Universe will take care of our ignorance and take care of um its children. Those people in North Carolina and Georgia and South Carolina and Virginia, the universe will take care of them. Now we understand our power when we come together. Now we
Mm.
understand that. So we understand our power when we come together. So yeah, so we see what happened when we come together, united in prayer, in meditation, in not giving your energy to the storm, whatever part you play. I remember, sis, you remember you said on Thursday, even every part of the body is important.
That's
Every
right.
every part of the body is important, right? Yeah. And just to answer, James Christian in the comments section. Um, you said we all need Jesus, and Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, the only way to heaven. And if obviously you're not familiar with this ministry, Jesus is not the way. You are the way. The I am
And where is
presence.
heaven?
The I am presence in you is the way. You are the way. This channel is about you finding, coming into your divinity. This channel is about you understand the power that lives within you. Jesus came for us to understand the truth of existence. Right now, you are Jesus trying to find your way to that Christ consciousness. So, welcome anyway, and we welcome everyone's opinion, but just to let you know what this channel is about. Christ say, I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. And he's talking about no one else, us. All right. You have anything to say, sis?
No, I was trying to see what the gentleman was talking about heaven, because your heaven is right here, your
Mm-hmm.
hell is right here.
Yes, it is. That kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Yeah. It's a state of mind. The heaven is a state of mind. It's not a physical place.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So, well, sis, tonight we continue with the Christ letters. And tonight is just welcome, James, because this you're gonna really enjoy tonight. Because tonight Christ is focusing on us getting out of religion in the Christ letters. We're on letter 5. And the main topic tonight, get out of religious dogma. Like Jesus is the way, Jesus is the truth, and Jesus is the life. That's religious dogma. You are the way, and you are the truth, and you are the life. All right. So yeah, so that's the topic for tonight as we continue with the Christ letters. We're gonna see. He really go laid out on religion. Religion's gonna be the beating stick tonight. Okay. Have anything to say, sis, before we leave? Why I keep
No,
asking?
oh, I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. I know sometimes I talk, so I'm like, oh my God, I don't give you enough time to say something.
No, no, you're good, you're good.
All right. So yeah, so we're on letter 5 of the Christ letters. And we did, let me see what we talked about real quick last week. Um, yeah, we talked about the dimension of Christ consciousness. There's a dimension of Christ consciousness, and Christ mentioned that it's not only him who's in that dimension. Um, and when we call on him, when we call on him, we have to make sure we understand who we are when we call on Christ, and we have to know that we are the way, the truth, and the life. I'm sorry, James, you gave me that tonight, so yeah. So when we call on Christ, and he'll come from the Christ consciousness dimension. I think that's what he called it. Christ consciousness dimension, and answer our prayers. And I don't know if he answers our prayers. It says he helps us. He helps us. So remember, you're a divine being. No one is coming to help you. You have all the powers within. to help yourself. So, but we have help. We have Christ that will come down and help us. We have our higher self. We have our universal consciousness, what we call God. We have our spiritual team. We have many angels, especially a time like this, working with us for us to come into the knowledge of self.
Mhm.
You will hear that all over the world, people are receiving inspiration and are aware of the Christ presence. My inspiration radiated to the world at this time is received by different natures and different minds. Due to prior mental conditioning, the inspiration will lead each person along a different path. The message I am able to insert into their consciousness will wear differing faces. In some cases, the message will be grossly distorted by the recipient who is psychically receptive but possessing an orthodox mind which clings to the beaten religious tracks of yesteryears. Any message will be interpreted according to the beliefs already in control. So this reminds me of the sower, parable about the sower. So what Christ is saying, listen, I'm sending messages. I'm sending messages out there in the ether, but it depends on your programming, I should say, or your belief system. Then that message will be distorted. And he said the first one, it says, yeah, he sent some message, it's received. But people who have an orthodox mind, in other words, we could say orthodox mind, religious mind, which clings to beaten religious tracks of yesterdays, you know. So any message that comes when your beliefs is all in religion is gonna be distorted, and it's gonna be interpreted according to your beliefs. And he says, any message received which might contradict accepted beliefs will be hurriedly pushed out of mind and authorship attributed to Satan. Are we seeing this? So some of us gonna receive the message, the truth. And let me put this, the truth. Christ is sending out the truth to everyone. And you might be like, oh, how is Christ sending out the truth? Everything is consciousness. We're energy beings. And
Mhm.
he's in a higher realm where he's sending out. So we can't say we don't understand. That's what he tried to tell us about the truth of existence. So he's telling us tonight that he's sending out the truth through the ether, and it's been picked up. Some of us pick it up, but because of our the religious dogma, he called it the orthodox mind. We think it's interpreted based on what the religious beliefs are, and some of us picked it up and like, no, this it is it is Satan. It's Satan. This is Satan. Some of us hear that, and this is the truth he's talk about. You hear the truth, but you're gonna think, oh no, it's Satan. I get that all the time. People rebuking my messages, rebuking them because they think we're smoking something, because it doesn't line up with what your beliefs are or what the programming was or what we were taught growing up. All right. It says, okay. So some of us gonna hold the truth. This is about the truth. It's coming in. It's pinging up. It's that consciousness is coming into us, and some of us is gonna interpret it different ways. For this reason, it has been possible only to reach the mind, only to reach the mind which is open and eager for truth rather than traditional teaching. So, what you're seeing in our society today is the parable about the sower being manifested. And many of us read that parable today, and we're gonna look at it and find ourselves. We're never gonna think that we received the word and it was choked. You know, no, none. A lot of us not gonna see ourselves as that. But we have to. If you not the energy is coming through the ether. Christ is sending messages. We're energy beings. We're not separate. We think we're separate from Jesus. We are not separate from Jesus. We're not separate from the Christ. We're connected. He's our brother. And he's telling us in these letters that, listen, I'm sending you the truth through your consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
through your awareness, through your energy. You're receiving it. But what do you do when you receive these messages about the truth? And what is the truth? That Jesus didn't come and die for your sins as the way it's taught in the Bible. That you are the way, you are the truth, you are the life. That's the truth. That within you, you hold the power of this universe. The same, last night I watched a video, the same things that makes up the suns and the stars lives within you. The same thing that makes up Jesus, Mohammed, Allah, Buddha lives within you. You don't need anyone to come and help you. You have everything that you need to help yourself because even if you're ignorant of the fact we are creating our own universe. Even if you don't believe it, even if you want to dismiss it and think it's Satan who's causing my illness, it's Satan who's causing my lack, it's the devil who's causing me pain and sorrow. Even if we're saying that, even if we're thinking that, it doesn't take away from the truth. The truth is the truth. So what these Christ letters are saying tonight is Christ is sending out message to help us ascend. Because he's going to go deeper what's going to happen when we don't ascend. If we don't ascend. He's sending us messages to help us ascend. Come on, Jane. Wake up, you God, wake up. Wake up, you gods, wake up to your divinity, wake up. And you receive it, but the belief and the dogma of what we were taught growing up let you think, oh no, that can't be truth. That can't be truth. Oh no, that must be Satan. That must be Satan. And the only ones that are receptive to these truths. So you know what it seems like, sis? Whatever we hear, since me and you hear,
Yeah.
is whatever we're receiving, it's like everybody gets it and they ignore it. That's what I'm getting from these.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody is getting the same wake up call. That's what the problem is, the meaning of the parable of the sower.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And only the mind that is receptive, only the mind that is ready to get rid of tradition, only those will receive it. And that's the good ground.
Yes.
That's the good ground. So you don't have any excuses to be like, oh, listen, I didn't hear this. Yes, you did. But because of your beliefs, your programming, your religious dogma, you totally ignore the truth. We're all getting it, and some are receiving it, and some are just
They're not there yet.
They're not there yet. Yeah. Yeah. You can be certain, however, that my personal message will always awaken people to the urgent need to move away from the restricting and erroneous tenets of all dogma and institutionalized religion. And he said here urgent, urgent, urgent. The messages that comes to us that we think it's the devil, the messages that comes to us and we totally ignore them because it doesn't line up what we think the interpretation of the Bible is. Those messages are urgent, urgent messages. It says, you can be certain, however, that my personal message will always awaken people to the urgent need to move away from the restricting and erroneous tenets of all dogma and institutionalized religion. That's what this message is coming to us, is telling us to let go of this restricting religious dogma. And you know what? I was thinking too, and I didn't notice it when I was in the church. I was thinking, oh, the church always scaring you to go to hell.
True.
Huh?
True. That's the first thing they tell you.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna go to hell. Huh? And God is and vengeance. We'll see, even though God told us in the scriptures, I am a God of love. God is love. We all see that we love the damnation messages. Even when you put a video out today, people like when there's a prophecy of of bad things happening. When you put out a video about oh, God is love and how much he loves his children, people don't watch it. and and two, I notice my thoughts it is so full of fear and all that, because it's our programming.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we were taught growing up. That's not what God is. That's not, listen, it's not all damnation and going to hell. And hell is a state of mind, heaven is a state of mind. It's all love. It's all love. Whatever we think we're going through on earth is to make us better, is to make us stronger. It's to make us, I'm looking at it now, to come into our divinity, to understand how powerful you are. You can't gone too far that you can't come back, because you have the power of the creator within you. We have so many people looking out for us. So anytime we're ready, just like the prodigal son, anytime we are ready,
You could come on back home.
come back home. Come back home. Come back home. Take your mind and your thoughts out of negativity. How poor
Mm.
you are, how broke you are,
Mm-hmm.
how sick you are. You are healed. You are rich. There's nothing lacking. We have to renew our mind. We have to renew our mind. This world is just a stage. We leave this avatar, this costume, and the true us return to our Father. Don't get all caught up. That's a problem. And that's what Romans is about. Don't get all caught up in this ego, this flesh, this world. We're in this world, but we're not of this world.
Exactly.
Whatever my guy just he said, listen, it's just you. Nothing exists outside of you other than your creator. It's just you are your own universe. You're creating everything in it. So if you see bad things happening in the universe, just by renewing your mind and understand that you are the author and the finisher. You are. Anytime you renew your mind, you're not your sickness, you're not your lack. You're not this person who was so broken when you were little. You're not this motherless, you're not this fatherless. You are never motherless or fatherless. These things only I don't know if it's a song that says my trials only come to make me strong. Only comes to make us stronger. And that's what we have to understand. Religion and all that restrictions. I already did a video about it, but it just don't line up with who God is. Well, who I know God to be. All them restrictions and all that. God is all love. And you're
Yes.
gonna die because I had a conversation. Oh, gay people, Sodom and Gomorrah, and all that. Sodom and Gomorrah is gonna be destroyed. People are gonna be destroyed because they don't come to the knowledge of who they are. And if you're gay and you understand yourself, how are you gonna be destroyed? There is too much division. Too much division. Listen, if God created a gay person, God already knew he was going to be gay. He's all knowing, and he chose to put his essence in him. What that tells us, huh? He chose to put his essence in black people, in white people, in dogs and cats. That means no one is greater and no one is better and no one is less. Everybody's their your own universe. They could live their life however they want to.
But I was thinking that when energy doesn't, is created um both male and female. So there's no division in us. It's the way that we were taught.
Yes. And Christ and them, they have the male and female in the same body. It's only in the 3D realm that we're separated. You see, that's what people don't understand. And if you I don't even know if there the law of gender, there's always masculine and feminine, but it's
Yeah.
not as we see it here.
No.
In different realms. You have masculine and feminine in the same body. They don't have to go out there. And something's coming. I'm getting a download about marriage too. That's I think that was just some. I think I'm just gonna say. I think marriage was just. The way we view marriage, it was just a programming by the church. Because and I'll do a video on that. But yeah, the law of the universe, there's always masculine and feminine energy. They're co-creators.
Mm-hmm.
They're and our father and mother is in equilibrium. There's no separation, you know. It's just here you might have a man and you might have a woman, and a woman still have testosterone and a man still have estrogen.
Yes, they do.
They do.
Just not enough to give birth. That's all.
Exactly. 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 So we gotta get out of this man, this division, this separation, and think God hates His creation. How can you hate something that's a part of you? You know, how can you hate something that's a part of you? The church, the church jump on it. Yeah. Oh, um, they can't create, and no, they can't. But not every woman, heterosexual woman, can give birth. You know, there's women, and I think, and people been gay from the beginning of this earth, whether you want to believe it or not. People been gay since the beginning of life on this earth.
But as a child, I was always thought, when a person is gay, that means you're happy. So I
That's
don't
what I
know.
used to be. We didn't grow up knowing about gay people. Well, I didn't. I grew up in the country.
I I was always thought when you just a happy person.
Yes, that's what I thought gay was. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm just talking about that tonight because um we have to change this institutionalized religion. A lot of our biases comes from religion, if whether you want to believe it or not. A lot of our biases come from religion. All right. Right, and the goal is for us to love everyone and see everyone as the God they are, no matter what our physical eyes is showing us. They're all our brothers and our sisters. Okay. The message will, oh, let me start here. You can be certain, however, that my personal message will always, let us think. Yeah. The message will open up channels. No, okay. You can be certain, however, that my personal message will always awaken people to the urgent need to move away the restricting and erroneous tenets of all dogma and institutionalized religion. The message will open channels of consciousness leading to the growth of spiritual awareness. It will be leading people into ever higher and higher dimensions of celestial thought as opposed to earthly and materialistic concepts. It will impart a more vivid appreciation of the true nature of your source of being and the universe in which you presently live.
Mm.
This is the message that's coming into us at this time.
Mhm.
This is the Christ consciousness message, the Christ return. Christ consciousness return. This is the messages that's coming to us. The message will open up channels of consciousness, leading to the growth of spiritual awareness that's raising your consciousness. And it will be leading people into ever higher and higher dimensions of celestial thought, as opposed to earthly and materialistic concepts. It will impart a more vivid appreciation. You will appreciate more the true nature of your source of being, of your God, and the
Mhm.
universe in which you presently live. That's why you hear everyone saying, raise your vibration, raise your frequency. This is what everyone, this message is coming out to all of us, and some of us are receiving it and some of us are ignoring it. I prophesied when on earth that the time would come when I would return as lightning flashes from the east to the west across the sky. This was a graphic description of the way in which I am presently working. Perhaps after
Mm.
the foregoing paragraph, you will accept the lightning as struck worldwide in such a form as to reach those who we are eagerly hoping for my return. Okay, so everyone that says Christ is coming like as lightning from the east to the west, this is what he meant. This is the lightning that's coming from the east to the west. This is how he operates. This is just consciousness messages flowing into everyone's consciousness. And a lot of people talk about Christ coming, and he's here sending us messages, and we don't even recognize them.
Mm.
We don't even recognize that Christ is here
No,
sending
because
us messages.
they're
Huh?
waiting on him to come out the sky.
They're waiting on him to come out the sky. And he
Mm-hmm.
right here he tell you what he meant as lightning flashing from the east to the west across the sky. It's just a graphic description in which I am presently working. It's flashing from the like lightning from like lightning flashes from east to the west. That's how Christ is working. They said this is where in which I am presently working. This is how he's working by sending us messages for us to come into the truth of who we are. For us to understand the truth of our existence. The truth. There is only one truth. One truth. You have the power within to do all things. And Christ is not coming back physically, it's consciousness. Christ consciousness. Do you hear it? If you find this message, this is probably a way that Christ is sending you a message to wake up. Don't ignore the signs around you. You calling on Jesus, Jesus help me. Only way he can help you is you coming into your divinity. Jesus help me. The way he's gonna help you is for you to understand that all your power, every help you need lives within you,
Yeah,
lives
you have
within
to know
us.
yourself.
You
Know
have to.
yourself.
So No,
Mm,
understand who you are. Understand who you are.
absolutely.
Yeah. Truth is intended to uplift and illuminate the minds of those who are seeking to awaken people in the many causes of. Hmm. My truth is intended to uplift and illuminate the minds of those who are seeking to awaken people to the many causes of misery and future destruction of the planet. I opened my eyes when I saw future destruction.
Oh, yeah.
Future destruction. Okay? We have to understand that this planet's not going to be here forever. It's not. I mean, probably forever, but not in this 3D. It's going to raise its frequency.
Well, according to the word, it says heaven and earth will pass
Pass
away.
away. Yeah, yeah. Not as we know it, not as we know it. So it says, my truth is intended to lift and illuminate the minds of those who are seeking to waken people to the many causes of misery and future destruction of the planet. And listen to this. Countless old souls are acting selflessly in hundreds of different ways to alleviate the suffering of people in need, devoting all their energies, time, earthly status to the promotion of love for nature, animals, and their well-being and protection, and the future health of the planet itself.
Hmm.
Although these lovely souls may not be aware of it, none of none of these concerns arose out of earthly human thought, exclusively geared towards selfish needs, but from the dimension of Christ consciousness, where all living things are seen to be an expression of the love slash intelligence of the source of all being. Do we really understand what he's saying here? He's saying these people that we see here telling you to raise your vibration, your consciousness vibrational frequency, and to love one another, and to love the planet, and to love the nature, and to love nature. These people are old souls. And what what Christ is saying, this is because of their receptive minds, the receptive minds, these soul, this message is coming from the Christ consciousness dimension to them. So if you're out there doing the work and you be like, oh, my mind tell me to go out there and tell people how blessed they are, and go out there to tell people to raise their vibrational frequencies. If you're one of those souls, just thank you for the receptive mind, thank you um for purifying your thoughts and your beliefs, and coming into the knowledge of self and doing the work to help everyone, to help the planet on a whole, to help your family, and to help everyone that touches your ministry or
Hmm.
touches your life in some ways. So we see people are just doing what they came here to do. People are just doing what they came here to do.
Those are walking in obedience.
Walking in obedience.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to put it, sis. So these people you see walking in obedience, they're just doing it for the future of this planet. And it's coming from that Christ consciousness realm. It's coming from that Christ consciousness.
But also note that it's not just for humanity. It's for nature. It's for animals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We have totally ignored the animals and nature and think we're the only, we cut down trees like nothing,
We kill animals.
kill animals.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Other than dogs, I don't think you go to jail for hurting any other animals. That's not saying you should, but nature universal consciousness will deal with you when you hurt animals. But we can't forget that they too are just as important as us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This in this letter, I want to explain clearly that I have come through the medium of these words to assist receptive people in all stratas of society, laborer to general, clerk to president, to work entirely from the standpoint of love. I also want to point out here that I notice that another way for love is intelligence of the source of all being. So when we say God is love, and remember the source of all being is our creator, our father, mother consciousness. So when we say God is love, so when we love, we're just tapping into our divinity. And another name for love/intelligence of the source of all being. God is love. Okay, in this letter, I want to explain clearly that I have come through the medium of those words to assist receptive people in all stratas of society, laborer to general, clerk to president, to work entirely from the standpoint of love. The standpoint of love. There are spiritual/scientific materialistic reasons why it is absolutely imperative that people should devote all their mental, their mind, and emotional energies and sensitivities to bringing their actions and reactions into perfect alignment and harmony with unconditional love. That means divine consciousness. It is important that we bring our mind and our emotions, and it says sensitivities. It says mind, emotional energies, and sensitivities to bring our actions and reactions into perfect alignment and harmony with unconditional love. It is important. It is important that we love everyone and everything. Love,
Yes.
unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
And anything outside of that, anything. And I'm just saying this from my perspective because I don't want to argue all the time when people talk, oh, God is going to get people. God's gonna burn you guys. That's not divine intel. That's not universal consciousness. That's not my Father, Mother, God. Those are just things for this realm. Nobody's going, your energy, how can you burn in hell? I want somebody to, your energy being. Nothing, these things, restrictions, it's just for this earthly realm.
Yeah, but that
Is
would be outside the law of God's love, because
it is.
the only thing He requires is to love.
It
That's the
is.
only law that He has.
It is so outside of God's law. It is so outside of God's law. All
Hmm.
these things we read in the Bible, God, I don't know what God they're talking about. God is a God of vengeance. God is a God of wrath, and God's going to get you and all that. No, no. It is outside of all that. It's all, I can't understand. Even me, sometime now I'm getting a glimpse of how much is our love.
Hmm.
Don't think you messed up so badly that God can't love. There's no separation. If they're sitting in jail today, they're on waiting to be executed, their love.
They still are love. Yeah.
It's just love, pure unadulterated love. And so you might say, what we hear in this 3D realm, we like to talk about punishment. But listen, punishment, the universe have a way of dealing with punishment. It's not the way we see it. It's just like you're in school and listen, I don't know, some people, well, when I was growing up, I can't talk for now. That some people can't make it to grade 5, have to stay in grade 3 for a long time before they could go to grade 4. I don't know if you had that growing up, sis, because they weren't passing grade 3. They had to stay in grade 3. I remember when my son, let me use my son. This is this guy was in I think grade 2 for a while because he wasn't able to make it to grade 3.
He wasn't understanding.
He couldn't complete grade
He
two's
couldn't.
work.
Okay.
So he can't move on to grade 3. And I think that's how um the universe works when you talk about punishment and all that. And it's just everyone has to ascend. It's the law of the universe. You have to ascend, and the things we do will keep us in a place of learning and learning and learning. We don't know where we were before where we're at right now. you know we don't know.
Hmm.
So I think I see, just like how this world, as above so below. Listen, there's nothing new. I think that's all it is. And we read before that, if you can't come into your consciousness, then when you leave, then you go over with your soul. I think that's what, remember, there's a scripture that says, "Is your name written in the long book of life?" or something like that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. So you go over with your soul, how you gonna learn this lesson, because you have to know what you did wrong and what you go over. And I think coming into your higher self, and you and your soul are you, that you'll determine, do you want to, I get not to earth, because earth is probably gonna be in a higher, but you can do it in the spiritual realm and come back as a guide to someone. Come back as, after you learn your lesson in the spiritual realm, you could stay in the spiritual realm and come back as a guide, you know, and and help, oh, maybe someone in your bloodline, and help someone in your bloodline to ascend and all that. So all this punishment and all that, listen, we all understand that whatever we're going through, and it took me a while to understand this too, sis, that whatever we're going through, what we call God, what we call source, what we call consciousness is experiencing it with us. We don't understand, we use the word God or source or universal consciousness, but we don't understand the power.
That's true.
We don't understand the power that it's like I know people use this word fractionalized, and in my limited understanding of the universe, it's like he took a piece of himself and put it and make it visible. That's who we are. It's still him, or if you want to call him, or consciousness, whatever you call the source of your being. There is no separation. Is all it, and it has to be all knowing, omnipresent. It has to be, he knew what we were going to do. These, whatever we're going through, is just to allow us to ascend and come into the knowledge of self. Because I can see the things that I've went through allow me to come in wanted more and understanding of God. Even though we talk about religion, the introduction to religion has helped me because I was like, there has to be more than what I'm seeing here or what I'm understanding what that when I go to church.
Hmm. I think a lot of us question that a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah.
a lot, and we just never could get the answer.
We couldn't get the answer,
Mm-mm,
and
mm-mm.
so we find ourselves here. We couldn't get the answer, and then we find ourselves, oh yeah, oh, now we see what all this was saying. It's nothing physical, it's all spiritual. We didn't have any idea, knowledge of self. And I have to say, before people jump on us, well, it doesn't matter anyway, but other people, Neville Goddard, um, Reverend Ike, Bill Donahue, those people probably were born in the 50s or so. In their as in their ministry in the 80s. Those people knew.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lady, I forgot what's her name. Hicks is
Yeah.
Abraham Hicks. Those people knew. There's a lot of people on earth here, even I have patients that know that. A lot of
Yeah.
people know. And those people will tell you, I didn't like religion. I told my mom I'm not going to church because they're old soul. They understood. We've been here. Old soul means that we probably reincarnated a long time. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably
Even
reincarnated.
even this, I don't know if you ever heard of this guy named Ernest Holmes. He
No, I've never heard about him. No.
Yeah, he I think he died like in 1960, I think. But he was even then he was teaching, consciousness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this God outside of us church teaching has to be in the 1930s. It's not long.
I think it was before that.
You think so?
I believe that. I believe
Because
so.
I know the early bishops in the church was talking about consciousness too. The early churches, the
Mhm.
Essenes, and there was a war to get rid of them too. because I think Thomas was part of them.
Or because they call it blasphemy.
They call it blasphemy. Yeah. They
Hmm.
they they made a conscious effort to get rid of um those people who were I think they said Christ was a Essene and John was they were Nazarenes and stuff like that, you
Well,
know.
according to the Bible, John the Baptist, well, he got his head cut off.
Yeah.
Stephen got stoned.
Oh yeah. But they didn't
So
care.
no.
And now I understand why they didn't care. Because listen, they know that this flesh is just for this realm. You can't touch
Hmm.
the soul. And that's why the hiding of some of the books of the Bible, the book of Thomas, the book of Mary Magdalene, and some of the book written by John too is not in the Bible. Yeah. 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 So yeah. So the people, I don't know, maybe it's just I don't know if in the 1800s, but could be. But I don't think it's thousands of years. It's recent.
Oh no. Probably like the early start of the 1900s when people
Probably. Yeah.
start to learn that, this consciousness, it has the powers within me, you know. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because even when you talk about Florence Nightingale, I believe that she woke up in her consciousness.
Florence Nightingale?
I mean, she was healing,
Uh,
she was caring for people.
yeah, she was.
Mhm.
Oh, I never knew that. Mm,
Mhm.
mm. And I'm wondering if it came if this new because Obia and voodoo was big in our culture.
Yeah, but voodoo is not, it's not for evil.
No,
Even
no. Voodoo
healing
is
voodoo,
just
it's
and
actually
Obia
a
and voodoo is the
healer.
same thing. Yeah.
It means a healer.
Yeah, they were using so what I'm saying, they were using energy to heal.
Yes.
So if we go by that, because our ancestors back then didn't know nothing about the Bible and religion. It was
Mm-hmm.
all spirituality. It was all spirituality. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe 1900s when colonizing. I think after I think people is talking about either after World War I or World War II, because I remember listening to this lady, Truth and Compromise. I don't know what happened. I haven't heard her in a while. And I remember in school somebody told me that World War II, I think World War II was really when they really finished conquering us. World War II was really
Okay.
about getting rid of everything that has to do with us. So and that was in you so you're probably right, because World War II was it 1920s
Um, is it 20s or 30s?
or 30s?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just trying to figure out when this indoctrination about God outside of us, because there's been story by some of the people from the islands, not necessarily Jamaica, that their ancestors told them when they came with the Bible, they burn it.
Mm.
They burn the Bible. They serve nature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they was in tune with the land. They
They
was
were in
in
tune with the land. Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now, oh, this generation, they love this so much, they don't even want to go back
Mm-mm.
to what things were.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, to remain within the worldwide state of consciousness as it exists at the moment is to remain in the steady downward slide, countless disease, misfortunes, upheaval, and deepest suffering.
Mm.
Do you understand this? This is powerful.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah. To remain within the worldwide state of consciousness as it exists at this moment, is to remain on the steady downward slide into countless disease, misfortunes, upheaval, and deepest suffering.
And that's going on right now as we speak.
Yeah, yeah,
Countless disease,
yeah, and suffering.
suffering.
Yeah. And no one ever told us it's because of our consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Nope.
it's all this is because of our consciousness awareness. They'll
Not.
quick to tell you that it's the devil,
Oh
and
yeah.
and you probably did something. Well, it's the way you're thinking, but yeah,
Yeah,
these
because
things.
you sin.
Say that again.
I said because they say because we sin.
Yeah,
That's
because we
why.
sin. But what's the meaning of sin? You know?
Ah,
Yeah.
ah,
You having no knowledge of self, that's sin. And
ah.
that's why the everything is downward spiral. That's the cause of disease. That's the cause of misfortunes and sufferings. You having now knowledge of self, because you're just here creating and creating and creating and not balancing anything.
Mm-hmm.
No, just take a day. I wish somebody would take them 10 minutes and look and just watch your thoughts, what your thoughts think. Everything negative,
Yeah. So
negative. That's what we're creating.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You are a creator, and it's like you're a atomic bomb. You are creating the devastation and the suffering that we see here. We are. We're just this atomic bomb that we just keep letting loose and letting loose. Our thoughts just creating. You hate somebody. You're thinking about sickness. You think about disease. You you know that's what sin is. No
Yeah.
knowledge of self.
Yeah, because as soon as I was just thinking, as soon as I realized I don't have something, instead of automatically declare I am abundance, I said, "Oh my goodness, I don't have this, I don't have that." Instead of saying I am abundance,
Yeah,
I run
yeah,
into say, "Oh, I don't have sugar, I don't have flour, I don't have
yeah,
gas."
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I
I've
do
done
it
it
too. Yeah,
all the time. Instead of declaring I am abundance.
yeah. I am abundance and feel it. I have sugar plenty. I have plenty of sugar. You know, I have plenty. All my needs are supplied. All my needs are supplied.
All my needs are met.
Yeah,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
there is no lacking. There is no lacking. There is no disease. I know last night I And I can see myself. I went to Walmart and I'm coming out of Walmart and someone sneezed. And last night when I came home, I could feel my throat again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember that man sneeze.
Mm.
And listen, all night, I'm like, no, I am healed. I am healed. I have no sickness. I am healthy. I am healthy. I am for we have to force our mind all we're doing is reprogramming our consciousness. We're rewinding what we've been taught since we came to this earth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not easy,
It
but
isn't.
you have to press. You have to push. You have to push.
And it's not
Mhm.
easy, but I think someone says, listen, 17 seconds. I
Yeah.
sent you a video today.
Mm-hmm.
This lady was, all you need is 17 seconds. Hold that thought for 17 seconds and see how hard it is. 17 seconds, you hold the thought, I am healed, and imagine yourself being healed. For 17 seconds, don't let any other thought intrude. See yourself being healed. See your needs being supplied. Uh, it's 17 seconds of thought and feeling to have the
Mm-hmm.
universe send it to you. That's all we need. And the universe start working. And every time you remember, you do another 17 seconds. And as she said, what if we do a minute of thinking like that? What if
Oh
we go
wow.
2 hours or 3 hours? Our needs will be immediately supplied. So we can't even hold a thought of abundance for 17 seconds. 17 seconds. Mm? That's all we need to be present. All you're doing is being present and thinking about what your needs are, what you need, and listen, that universe. And I know we just say how hard it is, and you just try to think for 17 seconds, and then other thoughts start coming. But we got to think about it. If we want it bad enough, we need to force our mind because nothing else matters. If you're out there and you don't have a home, 17 seconds is not much to, we have to fight yourself to think about the home that you need with abundance filled, you know, in your thoughts and see it emotionally. See yourself in a home, see yourself having everything you need. If they give you a diagnosis, terminal diagnosis, what is 17 seconds to manifest your healing? See yourself being healed. See yourself being happy with your family. See yourself having fun and healthy and think about your healing. 17 seconds.
Yeah, but teacher, for a lot of people, the mind is a battlefield.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously,
And we got to fight.
it's a battlefield that
For a
you
lot of
have to
people, for
fight.
all of us, sis, that's
You have
17
to fight.
seconds. You have to fight. This is the fight we do for ourselves. And the good thing, the more we fight, the better we get at it. The more we fight, because what I like with Pete Sapper, we have to remember that everything outside of what you need right now is an illusion.
True.
Nothing else matter, and we have to let the mind know, the ego know. When I'm in meditation, I keep singing, be present, be present, be present, be present, be present, be present. Anytime I say be present, it's like I'm helping. I heard someone said on TikTok, she imagined herself like a radio and turn the radio down every time a thought comes.
Oh
She just
my.
imagined her. It's all of us. The mind is a battlefield, and that's what we have to overcome. Nothing else.
Yes.
Nothing else. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so this paragraph right here is very important. To remain within the worldwide state of consciousness as it exists at the moment is to remain on the steady downward slide into countless disease, misfortunes, upheavals, and deepest suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Men and women can live in two dimensions of existence in your world. Man and woman can live in two dimensions of existence in your world, either exclusively from the level of ego impulses, which are the controlling forces behind and within all the daily phenomena which comprise the human daily experience, are mentally, emotionally poised within divine consciousness, whilst their body are still living on the earthly plane.
Mm.
Mm. So if you think you have to go to die and go to heaven, live a good life,
Mm-hmm.
you have to wait till you go to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
You know what Christ is telling me? Wait. We can't, and most of us are though. We don't even know, but most of us are living in two dimensions and even more at the same time. Our body's here, but our mind isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Is on a different plane.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so men and women can live in two dimensions of existence in your world, either exclusively from the level of ego impulses. So you can live in the world of ego impulses, which are the controlling forces behind and within all the daily phenomena which comprise the human daily experience, or mentally are emotionally poised with divine consciousness while their bodies are still living on this earthly plane. Yeah. And when what we just talked about for that 17 seconds, is that 17 second is mentally, is your mind, is trying to control your mind. And this is a different plane. So you're in the ego, we're in the 3D ego, called ego plane. But what we're saying is in order to manifest the things we want, we have to be on the mental plane. And on the
Mm.
mental plane, we have to um, slow the ego down, reduce the ego, all that, those thoughts coming in, ego thoughts coming in, be present. When you're being present, you're in a different dimension. Not a different dimension, a different level. You're on a different level. Or could be dimension, I'm not sure. Probably 4D, you know? So so when what we were just saying is for 17 seconds, if you can imagine yourself, if say you're homeless and you need a home for your children, and if for 17 seconds that you're not on this ego plane, on this 3D plane. You're on the mental plane. You're on another plane trying to manifest your needs, trying to manifest your needs. Okay?
Ooh.
Yeah. Because this plane is all ego driven,
Mm-hmm.
all ego driven. You see the power that we have. I think people can even go to a third plane. I think physical, mental, and spiritual is three planes. When you're in meditation, I'm sure you're probably in three planes. Yeah.
I'm still trying to get that meditation thing though.
Oh, sis, keep working at it. You will. You will.
Mm.
You will get it.
Yes.
You will. It's just focusing on calming the mind, the ego mind. The
Mm-hmm.
f- yeah, the ego mind. And sometimes I go into meditation. I have to get up. I can't quiet it. I
Yeah,
can't.
because the ego mind is so disruptive and
It is.
conniving and just ooh,
Yeah.
just wicked.
You just keep going and going, and it's all selfish. It's all me. It's all this. We got to quiet it down, put it under subjection. It's all me. The fruits of the ego consciousness are discords, disruptions, climatic upheavals, and abnormalities, wars, addictions of every kind, poverty, disease,
Ooh,
murder,
ooh,
robbery,
ooh,
lying,
ooh,
cheating,
ooh.
slandering,
Ay,
backbiting,
yikes.
low, miserable thoughts,
Ay,
envious thoughts, angry thoughts, bad humors, judgmentalism, criticism, sarcasms, rejection of other people, etc. Yeah,
my goodness.
yeah, that's the
Whoa.
fruits of the ego. Yeah,
Now compare that to the fruits of the spirit.
spirit. Yeah.
My goodness. Ooh, I
Hmm.
need I need to write those down. Mercy.
Yeah, this
Hey,
ego, let me tell you, just watch it.
we have never taught the fruits of the ego.
Yeah,
My goodness.
yeah,
And
this ego,
robbery,
telling you.
murder,
Mm-hmm.
mighty, mighty,
Mm-hmm.
mighty.
Yep.
Backbiting,
Mm-hmm.
woyoy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna read it one more time. And
Please.
this is the ego is what Paul calls the flesh.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. The fruits of the ego consciousness are discords, disruptions, climatic upheavals, and abnormalities, wars, addictions of every kind, poverty, disease, murder, robbery, lying, cheating, slandering, backbiting, low, miserable thoughts, envious thoughts, angry thoughts, bad humors, judgmentalism, criticism, sarcasm, rejection of other people,
Mm,
etc.
mm. Ego
Mm-hmm.
make you go to war. Ego make you talk about somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Criticize. Mm-hmm.
Ego make you cause discord and disruption.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Mm.
Judgmentalism,
Make you
rejection
judge
of other
people.
people. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Angry
Oi.
thoughts, envious thoughts,
Oi.
low, miserable thoughts. Oh, wow.
Miserable. Oi.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh. I would like to put down on the board to give to some people so that they can learn.
Mm-hmm.
When you operate in these things, you in low, low vibration.
Low vibration. Low. All you attract when you do this is disease and lack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, These are the cause of disease and lack mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. These consciousness frequencies are forever bringing forth mirror reflections of the circumstances and feelings reaction which gave them birth, and are
Mhm.
continually subject to the highs and lows of fulfillment of expectation and disappointments, swinging between happiness and misery.
Mhm.
That's funny, but it's
Hey.
true. You
Ooh.
know, a lot of these thoughts come with disappointments.
Yes.
Yeah, and misery and even happiness sometimes. I see these frequencies. Yeah,
I see those frequencies in family all the time.
all the time.
Mhm.
All the time.
Hmm.
Mirror reflections of the circumstances and
Yep.
feelings reaction which gave them birth. Yeah,
Uh
that's what gave them birth. Some feelings, some reaction to people, and are continually subject to the highs and lows of fulfillment of expectation and disappointment, swinging between happiness and misery. Oh,
But remember, last week, you said that, um, but this is a statement that been said, quite a while, that whenever you do something to someone, you do it to yourself. It's a
exactly.
reflection. It's a
It's a
mirror.
reflection.
It's a
It's a
mirror.
mirror. Yeah.
So every time you sit up there and gossip about me, you gossiping about your own self.
Yeah, because there's something in me that
It's a
I need to
reflection.
address.
It's a reflection.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm mad about something my friend is doing, my
Mm-hmm.
question is be like, what's in me? Why do I feel this way about my friend? It's not your friend, trust me.
No. Or do
It's
you do
you. Yeah.
true? And you
Your
don't go and
madness. Yeah. Your
and
madness is a reflection that something inside of you need is going on, that maybe some needs aren't being fulfilled, you know? Maybe you're feeling miserable, you know?
mm,
There's
mm,
something going on inside of you. Why you're mad
mm,
at somebody else?
yeah. And that's definitely not love.
It's
Eh?
not love.
It's not love.
It's
Mm-mm.
not love.
That's not God. That's not the universe law. The
No.
law of the universe is love. That's not love. Or
And
all
that's,
that. Mm-mm.
yes. And
And
that's
I'm
one
guilty.
way a
I'm
test.
guilty of some of them, not all, but some.
Sis,
I
I
am
see
guilty.
myself
My
when
ego man is guilty of some.
yeah, yeah, I'm guilty, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you're frustrated, when you're not happy, when you feel like disappointments, you know,
Yes. Yes.
disappointments, yeah, what we think should have happened and it didn't happen, those
Mm-hmm.
feelings comes up. Yeah, expectations from others and people don't, especially in relationship. This one, expectation, you think people should behave in a certain way and they don't,
True.
then it
True.
triggers certain things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it could be from a spouse, children,
Children,
and
yeah.
even strangers.
Even on your job.
Y- yes.
Even on your
Uh-huh.
job. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's deep.
It is.
Ooh.
It is deep. This raising your consciousness vibrational frequency is a self-work.
Mm-hmm.
It's self-work. And I like what Neville Goddard say. Admit to some of these, but don't be hard on yourself.
No, I won't be hard, but I have to admit though.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
So we can work
yeah,
on it. But we
mm-hmm,
think sometimes we tend to be hard on ourselves. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. You can face the music, but you don't have to dance to the music. Mm-mm.
that's a good
Not
one.
not at all. You don't
Yeah,
have to dance.
yeah,
Face it, face the music, but you don't
yeah,
have to dance to it.
yeah. And a lot of people wants to think, oh, it's somebody else. We
Oh
feel good
no.
when we know
It's
it's not
you,
our
it's
fault.
me, it's you, it's
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When it's not our fault, we're happy. Oh no, it's my mother's fault. It's my husband's. It's my
Mm-hmm.
children. It's my job. It's my sisters. It's never me. Oh, it's the devil. That's the biggest one.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget when you point one finger at someone, you still got three pointing at yourself.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was thinking that today.
Yes.
I sure was thinking that today. Okay. Those who, through prayer, meditation, self discipline, and determination, manage to purify their consciousness of ego and lift it by defining and entertaining ever more sincerely loving thoughts towards other individuals and the world generally, gradually ascend in consciousness to the vibrationary frequencies of the realm of divine king consciousness, and that is called the kingdom of heaven, where
All
they
right now.
live comfortably and at ease in harmony with the universal laws of existence.
All right.
Yeah. And this is
Mhm.
basically saying this is how you ascend. This is how you raise your consciousness frequency. This is how you raise it through prayer, meditation, discipline, determination, manage to purify their consciousness of ego and lift it by defining and entertaining ever more sincerely loving thoughts towards other individuals
Mhm.
and the world generally, gradually ascending consciousness to the vibrationary frequencies of the realm of divine consciousness. And the realm of divine consciousness, that's the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within you, where
Now
they
the
live
place.
comfortably, and at ease in harmony with the universal law of existence.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's the place.
that's the place we're aiming to be. And I'm not gonna say an easier way, but as you mentioned earlier, sis, the best thing for us when we to get over the ego, I ask, does my thoughts that I'm thinking represents love? Does that represent
That's a
love?
good way to use it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is
When
that
I lash
love?
out at you,
When
is that
yeah,
a good place?
yeah, is
No.
that no, it's not.
Mhm.
Does that represent love?
That's
You know?
true.
Because God means love.
Yeah.
Nothing else. God means love, nothing else. He's not a God of vengeance, he's not a God of war. He is the God of love. And that's
I
where we have to be too.
yeah. I could see that now. Yeah, because when you use that as a as the main factor, I think you would talk to people differently and you will handle situation differently when it's coming
Exactly.
from that place.
Yes.
Hmm? Because then everything that represent ego won't come out.
No, no, it won't. It won't. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I mean, so you says, "Oh, hey, since you coming down 6 miles, can you stop and pick me up a juice?" He said, "Oh, okay. Maybe you're not able to go. Maybe you know what when you use the power of love, then you say, "Oh, Sister Jane said, let me stop and do it." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
A place of love.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. A place of love. That's what we have to determine when all these and and another thing too, we have to because we have to see everyone as the God they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that will help us with love. Not that we're better than them because we live in a better area
We're
of the
equal.
community. Yeah, we're all equal. We
Mm-hmm.
have to see everyone as the God. And we read on as the God they are. We read on Thursday. Oh, that's such a blessing. When you
Yes.
see everyone as the God they are instead of the state they're in, not just you're blessing them and you're blessing yourself.
Twofold. It's
Twofold.
twofold.
Yeah. See everyone as the God they are. Such okay. Such people find that no matter what may be the troubles and uproar in the world around them, they are nourished, healed, protected, cared for, and maintained in perfect peace of mind, providing they remain within the spiritual frequencies of vibration. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So these people that he mentioned, um, that as we would say, abide in love. When you abide in love, you know that no matter what the troubles come, no matter what's going on in the world, you're always loved. This is the law of nature. This is the
Mm-hmm.
law of our Father. We could put this. We're loved, we're nourished, we're healed, we're protected, we're cared for, and maintained in perfect peace of mind and cared for. This is the law of nature. We have to remember this, that no matter what is the storm around us, always, this one I'm understanding more and more every day, how much we are loved.
Yes.
I don't think we can express how much we are loved by our Father, Mother God, by the Source. We have to remember, and we're nourished, we're healed. We are healed. We have to know that I am healed. I am
And we
nourished. I am
yeah.
protected. I am
Mm-hmm.
cared for.
Mm-hmm. And when you say nourished, that means you are provided for. Everything you
You
need
are
is
for
met.
everything
All
you need.
your needs is met. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now you see that scripture comes to life. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and its
And oh,
righteousness.
and everything else.
Everything will be added. Everything will be
Mm-hmm.
added. Everything will be added to us. Yeah. So this is why the scripture, this is it. This is it. We have, no matter what, we have to know that we're loved, we're healed, we're well nourished, we're protected, we're really cared for by universal consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And that should help us be in a perfect peace of mind. Yeah. When they allow themselves to be drawn down into selfish disputes and any negative human condition involving any of the attributes of ego, the peace abruptly disappears. and they find themselves trapped in the consciousness frequencies of vibration, which are fed by similar consciousness frequencies of other people in their environment. And this is just called protecting your energy, please. And
Yeah.
I know I step into this sometimes. I allow myself to be dragged down into lower vibrational consciousness frequency. Back and that's it, that's back in my ego, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I and the good thing now we read it and hear about it, we can recognize when we're down in that gutter. Yeah, sometimes I can feel myself. We're just human, and sometimes we respond. The quickest thing is to respond at that moment. It's like someone says something to us, and we don't think twice, but to like
You gotta
this,
respond.
we gotta
Mm-hmm.
respond. Yeah, and then it starts. Then you start going down in that gutter, and that's how we operate in two dimensions. So now I'm in my ego dimension when I do that. I'm not no more in that mental dimension
Mm-hmm.
where I'm all love and know that I'm healed and protected and well nourished and cared for, you know? And it's selfish disputes. The Christians call it selfish disputes and negative human condition involving any of the attributes of ego. And we read what the attributes of ego are.
Ooh.
And immediately when we go there, the peace abruptly disappears. And they find themselves trapped in the consciousness frequencies of vibration which are fed by similar consciousness frequency of other people in their environment. And this is especially hard for those of us who are trying to raise our consciousness, but we live with people who are not who doesn't come into their understanding, into this
Mm-hmm.
understanding. So we especially have to fight, and that's for most people. Very rare you have everybody in a family who comes to this knowledge, the knowledge of self. Very rare. So yeah, very rare you have people who come to this knowledge of self. Yeah. So we just have to try and hold our peace. Know what we know, and when we fall in that gutter, we learn to rise. You know,
Yes.
we rise. And it says they are like a fly caught in a spider web, and the ensuing battle to extricate thoughts from the lower frequency of consciousness vibration can be exhausting and painful. It can be. It can be. When you go down that road and then to rise again, you'll be like, "Ugh." At such times, constant meditation and prayer and a plea for help, strength, and guidance in achieving the right emotional attitudes are the only means by which spiritual traveler can find his way back from the entrapping lower energy fields to a state of harmony with the heavenly consciousness frequencies of vibration. And
Mm-hmm.
this is how we get back. I love this. And a good thing is recognized when we're in that low vibrational state.
Yes.
And this is who God is. His hands is always stretched out. We are never damned for destruction. We're never damned for destruction. There's always a way back,
Mm-hmm.
as the parable of the prodigal son shows us. And yeah, so when we find ourselves, meditation, prayer, ask for help, strength, and guidance in achieving the right emotional attitudes are the only means by which a spiritual traveler can find his way back from the entrapping lowered energy fields to a state of harmony with the heavenly consciousness frequencies of vibration. I want to stop tonight. What time is it? 9:30.
Okay. Good.
It's good. It's very good. I feel
Mm-mm.
like I want to read.
I just can't get over that the ego, the attributes.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'll just go until we feel like stopping. So you may think that the foregoing is too difficult to understand and not necessary in your search for spiritual upliftment. On the contrary, this understanding for the nature of consciousness is highly important. If you find yourself descending into lowered consciousness frequencies of vibration and experiencing the conflict between what you are feeling at the moment and what you know you ought to be feeling or would like to be feeling, you will experience more control if you realize you are suffering because you have allowed your normal spiritual consciousness vibrational frequencies to drop. Pinpoint the reason, pinpoint the reason and take it to the divine consciousness for a resolution of inner conflict. In time, guidance as to the correct attitudes and affirmations to clear the problem will be given you swift will be given you swiftly in response to your prayer. And this just telling us how much help we have. Once we just have to recognize, listen, I don't feel that nice energy that I usually feel. Recognize when you're, and we know because we know when we went too far, um when we lowered our vibration. And as soon as we recognize it, we pray and ask our higher self, ask Christ, ask our guides, ask source to
Mm-hmm.
help us with the right attitude, with the right mind frame. We have help. Don't stay there. And I'm be like, oh, Sister Jane, how are you today? I'm great. You're affirming that wherever you are,
Yeah.
that's where you should be. So, how are you today? I'm working on it. I'm working. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. You know, and it's not everything we can give our higher self. We have to work it out. You know,
But
because
in
there's
spite of, we should still declare because we're not moved by what we see or what we feel. You may not be strong, but you can declare, I am strong.
yeah, you are strong. But we're talking about when we get into our lower vibrational frequencies.
Well, that's in low vibration. Somebody asked how you doing. Oh, the cow got this, the dog got this and this. I mean, every you just focus on the negative
Yeah,
instead,
yeah, yeah, but you don't focus on the negative, but don't be too positive because we have to be truthful. Right now, um, my higher self is working on me. You know, we have to remember that came to me today. I wanted to say something that wasn't true. And it's like it reminded me we have to be truthful because universe is so pure, consciousness is so pure that we're at the place where we're not strong and we're not weak. We're just asking our guides to help us lead us out of wherever we're at. You know, some people say, "Oh, I know what people say. He's working on me. You know, God's working on me. You know, so we have to find a balance where we can be truthful.
Mm.
You
But
know,
you said that it it gives you affirmation. So isn't that to say you speak what you want to manifest
yeah,
is
but
what I was thinking.
yeah, that's fair. But remember, affirmations can also doesn't always have to be I am strong. I am, especially when we're talking about the position that we have the potential to go back to our low vibrational frequency. So affirmation can be, you know, I'm waiting, I'm trusting my higher self and, you know, just not definite because we're not in, we're in a place in between place right now. You know, you're not that low in vibrational and you're not where you used to be. It's like you're in between. So affirmations, if we use them, we have to let it be. I know they tell us that affirmations be where you want to be, but
Mhm.
but that means if I'm sick, I am healed. But you know that you're really sick because the divine aspect of you is don't get sick. But right now we're talking about raising our consciousness, vibrational energy. In that,
Okay.
I want to get out of this place where I'm at. So, what's your affirmation would be in a case like that? You know, are you gonna say I'm strong? Yeah, but I wasn't strong enough. I allowed Miss Jane over there to pull my string. You know, I really allowed her. I really got carried away.
Mm.
It could be I'm growing. How are you today? I'm growing. I'm learning. You know, you can say
Okay.
whatever you want to say, but I'm just saying it's there's a level of truth we have to express. Get what I'm saying, sis?
Mhm.